Hi, I'm Phil Constantine, and on this episode of Travels with Phil, we're going to Hollywood. And in fact, I'm going to be doing a movie review about the Searchlight picture, Nomadland. But first, this quick reminder, if you like this video, please click the thumbs up button below. And if you'd like to subscribe to this channel, you can click that marker in the bottom right-hand corner. And finally, if you'd like to be notified whenever I have a new video, just click on the bell below as well. Nomadland was released in late 2020 and stars Academy Award winner Frances McDormand. The story is based on Jessica Bruder's 2017 nonfiction book of the same name. And the plot looks at the life of 61-year-old woman named Fran, played by McDormand. Set in the economic crisis of 2008, Fran is recently widowed and unemployed. She leaves her decimated small mining town in Nevada and hits the road. She eventually becomes involved with a group of van-dwelling nomads who travel to wherever the jobs are. You can think of Nomadland as a modern-day version of John Steinbeck's classic Grapes of Wrath, and it's a look at an American subculture that truly exists. I know when I traveled around the country between 2016 and 2017 for 18 months in a small trailer, I encountered quite a few of these people, and what they are folks that like having their own way. They still need to work, though, and in some cases they do like working, but they also like to have their own open spaces or the ability to just get up and move whenever they can. So it gives them a certain amount of freedom. Now, this movie does not go trumpeting or does not try to espouse a certain type of belief. It just looks at the people involved in this culture, and actually a very self-sufficient culture, and is a very quiet and unassuming movie. And while it does have very simple ideas, it also covers some deep and more complex issues in the American culture. One of the unique aspects of this movie is almost every single person in it is a real-life person who's not an actor. In fact, there's only two recognizable faces in it, Frances McDormand and actor David Strathairn, and he only has a minor part in the movie itself. So everybody you see on screen for almost every single occasion is actually a person who does live this nomadic kind of life. They call themselves van dwellers or travelers or nomads. Let's take a look at a clip from the movie.
You are one of those lucky people that can travel anywhere.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
And they sometimes call you nomads.
My mom says that you're homeless. Is that true?
No, I'm not homeless. I'm just houseless. Not the same thing, right?
No.
My husband worked at the USG mine in Empire. I was a substitute teacher.
It is a tough time right now. You may want to consider early retirement.
I need work. I like work.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
One of the interesting things about this movie and the making of it is that it almost has a documentary feel, and part of that is from the fact that Frances McDormand actually worked a lot of these jobs that you see in the movie. She actually did go out into Nebraska and worked on beets, harvesting them out of the fields and processing them in a factory. She did work a job at an Amazon processing center, and while they don't tell us which one it is, it appears to be the one up in Nevada. And also, she is out there working at Wall Drugs, a spot that people who have ever traveled across the middle part of the country in Nebraska area are familiar with. In fact, she served customers out there, and a lot of folks didn't even recognize her when they were buying their food from them and buying their food from an Academy Award-winning actor. And so that's where you feel this almost the real reality of this movie as it goes along. Another aspect of Fern's character is that she really wants to get out and experience more from life itself, and that's what set her perhaps on this nomadic road trip or lifestyle. And here's another clip from the movie about that.
What's remembered lives. I maybe spent too much of my life just remembering.
Another interesting aspect of the movie is that among this culture, and is very expressly shown in the movie, is the good-naturedness of the people that are out there on the road. Now, there's good and bad people everywhere, but a lot of these folks are just trying to live a life, and they're trying to help out folks if they need it, and if they don't need it, well, then let them live their own lives. Here's another clip from the movie with a real person by the name of Bob Wells talking about how he interacts with other folks out here on the road.
Most about this life is that there's no final goodbye. I've met hundreds of people out here, and I don't ever say a final goodbye. Let's just say I'll see you down the road. And I do. I see them again. And I can be certain in my heart, I'll see you again.
While there are ups and downs in this movie, and positive things and negative things, I do like its overall simple texture, its feel, its storytelling without seeming like it's actually telling a plotted out story. And it did touch home to me. I've had several occasions, again, being around people like this, being in this particular lifestyle. So I would highly recommend it. I give it a big thumbs up as far as watching it. It has won lots and lots of awards already. It's probably going to be up for more awards when the Academy Award kind of season comes around again. And one final thing, I have a very small world story, or I like small world stories, and I have one for this. I was one day looking at something on Facebook where somebody was posting a bunch of old photos from back in the 60s of the signs that said, basically racist signs that said, certain types of people aren't welcome here. Well, when I saw that post on a certain day, I went to my old photos that I'd taken while traveling through the backcountry in South Dakota, and I found a picture of an old saloon that was just north of the Pine Ridge Reservation and had a big sign at one time that said no Indians allowed. Well, they eventually painted over it where it says Indians allowed. And so I'd looked at that day. Well, it was later that day that I actually watched the movie Nomadland. And oddly enough, this small spot in the middle of nowhere, South Dakota, a white spot in the road, as my dad would say, Frances McDormand's character walks right by the front of this old saloon.
Hey, find anything interesting? Rocks!
Thank you very much for watching this video. Please feel free to make comments below as long as the language is family friendly. And if you like this video, please click on the thumbs up button below. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the circle with my picture in it in the lower right-hand corner of the video. The arrow is pointing at it now. And once you have subscribed, you can be notified of when I have a new video posted by clicking on the bell icon in the description field below the video. Thanks again for watching.